everybody. My name is Mike. I am not for Coltrane. Thank you so much for joining me on this, the 8th day of February in the year 2022 for your Coltrane Tuesdays. How you doing? I hope things are okay. I hope you're able to see and hear me, because it looks like my connection may have just clipped out for a minute. So I don't know if you can actually see and hear me. Please let me know in the comments, because things are always a little bit hairy and a little bit unpredictable. But in any case, we're here today for the Coltrane Tuesdays. We are going to do a Stump the Band do-over of a song that was requested back in August of 2020 by someone who has been a good friend of this particular program. So that is fun and exciting. We'll talk about some other things that are happening in the area and things that are going on. Hi, Beth. Beth can hear us. Great. Hear me. At least she can. Right. Beth can hear me, so thank you, Beth. I'm glad that you are able to tune in and watch. And what else was I going to say? Yes, also, I don't think I know who you are, but thank you for the other person, surreptitiously? Yes, other person, thank you for also indicating that the audio is coming in correctly. I'm grateful for you. So yes, we're going to do a Stump the Band do-over. We're going to talk about some of the things that are happening in the area, things that are coming up this weekend, and of course we will play at least one round of the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game. If you are new to the program, welcome. That's wonderful. I'm so glad that you're here. I also would like to give you an explanation as to what exactly we're talking about when I say that we're going to play the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game. Here's how that works. People who are live online with us, and there are several folks who are live online with us, are going to give me a song request, and I have to respond to that request regardless of whether I know the requested song. If someone requests a song that I do in fact know, I probably won't have rehearsed it in a while, but I will go ahead and play it, and we'll see how that goes. If someone requests a song that I kind of sort of know, like I've heard it before, or I've seen other people play it before, but I've never attempted to play it myself, I will then attempt to figure out how to play it here in front of everyone. If I do not recognize the requested song at all, I will have to make up a brand new song right here on the spot with the same name as the song that was requested, thereby technically satisfying the requirement. That is how we play the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game, and in fact, now is a perfectly fine time to get in your requests for the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game, which we'll be playing later in the program, because there's a bit of a lag between when the requests come in and when I'm able to see them on my device, which is right here, just out of the shot. Other thing. Oh yes, also of course I'm always grateful if you can hit that like button or any indication to our algorithmic overlords that this is the kind of content you'd like to see. If you are aware of other folks who might enjoy watching this online as well and are available to jump in live, by all means, please hit that share button so other people can jump in. If you're watching this as a replay, also wonderful. Thank you so much for checking this out. And if you hit that subscribe button, and there's a little bell icon you can hit, so they will ping you when I'm going live every week at Tuesday at 12:30 in the afternoon. And so that is what we are going to do. So the requested song had been, as I said, in I'm not sure what it means that Beth has retracted one of her messages. I hope everything's okay. So the song came in. This was a request from Michelle Likes Fruit. Michelle Likes Fruit had requested back in early August of 2020 a song from the band Green Day called Good Riddance, parentheses, Time of Your Life. I learned later, in fact I learned just last night, that the single had it flipped the other way, that it was Time of Your Life, parentheses, Good Riddance. All sorts of interesting things. When I played it originally, I did in fact correctly guess the chords that are used to play the song. I did not know a lot of the lyrics, so there were a lot of made-up lyrics in the original version. So this one will be a little bit more faithful in the lyrical regard, as well as I figured a little bit more about how I think Billie Joe Armstrong was playing this when he came up with it. So here's what we're going to do. This is Good Riddance, parentheses, Time of Your Life by Green Day. I'm going to try that again. That was That was not quite the right voicing for that chord. Here we go again. Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. Hang it on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. But in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. Stop by the bar at 3 a.m. Seek solace in a bottle, or possibly a friend. Woke up with a headache, like your head against the board. Twice as cloudy as you've been the night before. You went in seeking clarity. Something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. But in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. There you go. Good Riddance, Time of Your Life by Green Day from, I think, 1997 or thereabouts. Beth remarks, she certainly didn't know that verse. Yes, I threw in a little bit of Indigo Girls, Closer to Fine. In fact, I realized when I had was attempted this song originally in August of 2020, I observed how similar the chord progression was to Closer to Fine by the Indigo Girls. So what I do when the one reminds me of the other is I'm like, how can I lean into that similarity? And I think that actually fits, not too bad. Definitely some flubs in there. Probably would have helped if I had started practicing a little earlier, as usual. That said, since the album recording of this song includes Billie Joe Armstrong screwing up the chords at the beginning of the song before starting over, I feel like that's probably okay. Other things that I remember from things that I looked up about this. So if you want to go back to that recording that I did in August, that was August 4th, 2020. I'll post a link after I'm done here. If you skip ahead to about 21 minutes in, that's when I start responding to this request from Michelle. And by the way, I tagged Michelle when I posted this last night that I was going to do something about a fork stuck in the road. Michelle immediately guessed which song it had been that she requested. So 1,000 internet points to Michelle Likes Fruit for correctly guessing the song based on the thumbnail. So good for that. Let's see. Yeah, so the song was released in December of 1997. Interestingly, I had no idea about this. It turns out that Billie Joe wrote the song quite a few years earlier, and had actually brought it to the recording sessions for the band's Dookie album. And they're like, yeah, we don't know what to do with this because this sounds totally different from all of the other loud, angry pop punk that we're doing on this record. Brought it back again when they were working on their subsequent album, Nimrod, a couple years later. At that point, Rob Cavillo, I think, was the producer. He had been working on, yes, I'm just being authentic. Thank you, Margot. He had been working with them on the earlier album as well, but when they brought it back for this time, I think some of it was like they had enough sort of space, like they'd established themselves and they were going to just try and do different stuff. And the producer, Rob Cavillo, was the one who had suggested, oh, hey, you know what? I think strings and acoustic guitar is what this needs. He sent the band to go play foosball in the next room, and they recorded some strings in a matter of minutes. And he's like, yeah, this is a hit. Interestingly, the song was originally written as a kiss-off song, in which you can kind of hear that there are a lot of bits of it that could be read as sarcastic. Billie Joe wrote it about his girlfriend who was moving to Ecuador. But yeah, obviously lots of people have embraced it in a totally unironic, non-sarcastic way about just as sort of a sentimental looking back on experiences that you've had. It's played at a lot of graduations and moving up ceremonies for kids ending a time in one area of school or another. And the band has definitely embraced that as well, recognizing that as a totally valid interpretation of the song. The kiss-off interpretation makes the Good Riddance title make more sense. But there you go. So there you go. Things you might not have known, in fact, that I didn't know until very recently, about the song Good Riddance, parentheses, Time of Your Life, by the band Green Day. So, what's going to happen this time? Am I going to come up with something that was kind of like the original song when we did this? Much like that original request in August of 2020 when Michelle Likes Fruit requested this particular song? Will it be something that's totally different? Will it throw me for a loop? Will I just have to make something up because I don't recognize the requested song at all? Definitely get your requests in now for the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game. We are going to do that in just a moment. I don't think I have seen any requests just yet. So now's a great time to get in your requests. Please get those in now. Otherwise, I'll have to go into the bag to requests that have been made ahead of time. So we'll see what happens with that. But while you're getting in your requests, I'll talk about a few other things that are happening in the area coming up this weekend. So first off, this Friday, the 11th of February, there is a special event happening over at the Iron Mule. That's on Route 611 along the Delaware River. The Iron Mule on Route 611 south of Easton along the Delaware River there. And I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there this Friday at the Iron Mule south of Easton because we are doing a special tribute show for the one and only Ralph Pagano, who passed on much too soon, just a couple months ago. Mark Hanig, Ralph's longtime musical partner, who is now continuing to soldier on as a solo performer. Mark had put together this event, and there are going to be a number of us performers. I think about 5 performers, all doing half-hour sets. The show starts at 6. It's going to go until about 9:30. So yeah, come on out. This just to appreciate what Ralph meant to the Lehigh Valley's local music community, and I'm really looking forward to that. I'm honored that Mark reached out to me, and I'm very, very grateful. So I hope I see a whole bunch of you coming out to the Iron Mule this Friday, starting at 6, going until about 9:30, over at the Iron Mule, south of Easton, Pennsylvania. So, all right. In addition to that, coming up on Sunday, you've noticed I've mentioned Beth a couple of times as she's been very active in the chat. She's become a very, very good friend of the Coltrane Tuesday show, and someone who's also quite important to me in other contexts as well. You also know her as the well, she does all sorts of things. She is playing percussion with the Allentown Symphony Orchestra for among other things, for one thing among others. You also know her from her work with the Wonton Soups. This Sunday over at Bosergeist in Easton, so this is at the old silk mill in Easton, Pennsylvania, right there off 13th Street, I think it is. At Bosergeist, Beth is going to be at Bosergeist for a piano brunch. It starts at 11, goes until about 1. So go hang out with Beth McElroy of the Wonton Soups and all sorts of other musical ensembles. Enjoy her musical stylings on the piano and have some delicious brunch over there at Bosergeist Brewing Company. So please go check that out. And yes, Beth, very, very subtle. So go check that out. Tell Beth we say hi, and yeah, enjoy that. So now it is time. It is time for the Not for Cool Train Stump the Band game. There are several folks who are live online with us, but there are no requests coming in. So unless I see something momentarily, we are going into the bag of pre-issued requests. I will stall for another 30 seconds in case there is a request that has been made that I just haven't seen yet. So when I am doing a live performance, I will bring out a little jar with some request cards so that people can put in their request and then watch later to see when their card is drawn out of this bag on the webcast. And oh well. All right, so here we go. Here's the request. Huh. All right. I don't know this song at all. I definitely don't know this song at all. So the song that's requested, the requested is, I think it's supposed to be Circe. The request is from Amy Jones. Amy Jones of the Beautiful Distortion. I got to MC for them at Godfrey Daniels just a few weeks back. Yeah, so the request also, oh, now the requests come in. Okay. All right, so first, we will, so the requests are coming in, and Beth and Margot in the comments have settled on closing time as also a request. So first I'm going to attempt Circe, the request from Amy Jones. Then we'll get to closing time to wrap things up appropriately enough. Circe. I'm sure there have been a lot of songs written about Circe. Maybe it's not Circe because I think the spelling that Amy has here is actually Cirice, Cirice, but I'm going to assume that is intended as Circe, that being the Greek mythological figure. I think Circe was the one who trapped Odysseus, or who made Odysseus stay on her island. No, maybe that was a different one. I think Circe turned the crew into animals, and whether or not that was also the one that Odysseus and she were having a thing, I don't know. There was definitely some ocean nymph, and Odysseus was stuck on her island, and they were having all sorts of relations with each other. But then eventually Odysseus is like, "Oh, hey, wait, I'm married. I want to go see my wife." And the fact that his wife was being so faithful to him all this time, held up as a great point of honor, and it's totally fine for him to have been with an ocean nymph for all this time. I don't know. Anyway, Circe. So Circe is turning people into animals. That's the only thing that I'm certain about, as well as the fact that she's from Greek myth and has inspired lots of stories and various things over the years. What is it called? The Piano Has Been Drinking. I think that's another song, Margot. But we'll definitely get to closing time. Circe. What am I going to sing about Circe? What key am I in there? That would be the key of D. No, let's, all right, let's do this. Oh, there's a different closing time. Well, I'm thinking of the yes, a different closing time. But that's all right. I'm going to interpret it based on the song title that I was thinking of, and because because that's what I'm going to do. And we'll attempt Tom Waits later on, or maybe I can do Tom Waits attempting to sing the semisonic version of Closing Time, which I think is the band that recorded the version that I'm thinking of. So that's the chord progression I'm going to use. It's in the key of C. So I have a harmonica that will work. Now I need lyrics about Circe. So seeing as that there's already kind of a narrative built into this, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that I'll be able to just sort of stumble my way through some lyrics. But I have an idea at least to where it starts. And we'll see how this goes. I washed up on your island in the dead of night. Couldn't look around, there wasn't any light, but there were all these animals milling around the shore. I didn't know what's going on, didn't know that there'd be more than you appeared. Walking down the beach, holding up a lamp, just out of reach. She said, now welcome, glad you're here. I hope you stick around, I'm glad you found a way to make it here. You didn't drown, this is my island. I hope you'll stay and hang around until the break of day, and then you'll see what it's like to be here with me. Here with me. At the break of dawn, I took a look around. I see all of these animals hanging out on the ground. There's this pig that's right here next to me. Something in its eyes I cannot quite think it I recognize, and that's free. That's that. Hey, that must be Jim. when our ship washed up again, when there was a shipwreck and out at sea, and we all went in the ocean, all of them including me, and we went upon the shore. How long it had been, I don't know if I would find that way again. But I said, Jim, how could you be here? Be here as a pig. This is not the way that things have been. You used to be so big. And she said, that is just my way, it's what I do. I'll turn these people into animals too, and then you will be too. That is just how it is, right here on this island with me. I looked at all the animals, there were some I could recognize. There was a bird up in the air, and I could see the flies. There were insects too. Started to recognize what happened to my crew. I said, no, this cannot be. You turned us all away. Let me try it again, because I thought of a really good rhyme halfway through. I said, no, I don't believe it. No, this cannot be. You turned the entire crew into your own menagerie. I don't want to be here now. I don't want to be with you. I don't think that I should be part of your personal zoo. I do not think that's very nice that you turn all us this way. We should find a way to leave. We should get out now this day. But she says, no, you can never leave. You're gonna have to stay here with me. I am gonna take my way. You'll never live to see another day in human form. That is ending right now. Ending right now. So that's how I ended, here in this form. If I have some fleas, if I seem forlorn, if I seem to have an itch right up by my ear, I just scratch it with my leg. That's what we do here, and I guess it's not really quite so bad. This puppy chow's the best I've ever had, and I guess that's how it is, how it's meant to be, all just hanging out here upon the sea in her island. This is where we'll stay. We cannot leave some other day, because she's here. She's had her way, had her way. That is definitely not the song that Amy Jones of the Beautiful Distortion was thinking of, but that came out reasonably coherent. even if there was a bit of a stumble in the middle where I had to start over. All right, so there you go. That was a song called Circe, which may or may not have been the word that Amy Jones wrote down, or the name that Amy Jones wrote down. But you should definitely check out Amy Jones, and you should definitely check out the Beautiful Distortion and all the cool things they're doing. They don't gig all the time, but they have a new double album which is going to be coming out soon. So go check out the Beautiful Distortion on all of the social media and on their website and all those cool things. All right, and so now, I believe what I've promised is a song called Closing Time. Not the same song that Margaret Hillman was thinking of. She was thinking of a Tom Waits song. I was thinking of the Semisonic song. I think it's by the band Semisonic, which I think I knew how to play at one point, which I come to think of may actually be in the key of C. Let's see if I can figure out that one, and then I guess I've kind of backed myself into doing a Tom Waits impression of Tom Waits singing Semisonic. So yeah. Time for you to go out to the places you will be from. Closing time. This room won't be open till your brothers and your sisters come. So I basically know that one. I think I even know a lot of the lyrics. A friend of mine in college actually wrote alternate lyrics. He called it Fishing Time. I don't know, we may end up going into that. Let's see, so that's the verse. So that is a key that I could play that song in, and apparently it's the same chord progression for the verse as well as the chorus. And now to figure out how to sing it as Tom Waits. I have not really listened to enough Tom Waits to do a good impression, and I want to stress that at no point in the game did I say I was going to do a good Tom Waits impression, just a Tom Waits impression. So, closing time, time to go out to the places you will be from. All right, okay, so that gave me the information I needed. I feel like Tom Waits would go well with harmonica. If I'm going to play that in the key of A. Yes, we're all going to suffer together. We're all going to suffer together as part of this experience. So if I've backed myself into doing something that's weird and uncomfortable, boy, are all of you going to suffer with me. Okay. So, Semisonic, sang by Tom Waits. Time for you to go out to the places you will be from. Closing time. This room won't be open till your brothers and your sisters come. Closing time. One last call for alcohol, so finish your whiskey or beer. Closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I know who I want to take me home. I know who I want to take me home. I know who I want to take me home. Take me home. Yeah. Closing time. I'm through to go out to the places you will be from. Closing time. Time for me to go out until this song is done. So gather up your jackets, let's move it to the exits. I hope you found a friend. Closing time. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Yeah. I know who I want to take me home. I know who I want to take me home. I know who I want to take me home. Take me home. Closing time. Time for you to go out and find something else to see. Closing time. I hope you realize it's the piano's been drinking, not me. Closing time. Time for you to get out of this place. Closing time. Time for me to pour some more whiskey into my face. I know who I want to take me home. I know who I want to take me home, and I know who I want to take me home. Take me home. Yeah, take me home. Take me home. I know who I want to take me home. Take me home. Yeah. Oh, take me home. Yeah. Yeah. Closing time, as requested by the one and only Margot Hillman. Thank you very much for that request, Margot. The closing time I played was, I believe, performed by the band Semisonic. This was as though it was performed by Tom Waits / Rolf the Dog. There you go. And let's see. Beth remarks that her piano is always drinking. Margot, nice piano line, but it still won't let me off the hook for a future Stump the Band, where Margot is going to try test me again with some version of another song called "Closing Time." In this case, the one by Tom Waits. So thank you very, very, very much. This should be my go-to encore, is Tom Waits singing Semisonic Closing Time. Not a bad suggestion, Beth. Thank you very much for that. All right, so yeah, everyone should go see Beth. Thank you to Beth McElroy for hanging out with us. Go see Beth at the piano brunch at Bosergeist this Sunday from 11 to 1 over at the Silk Mill in Easton. Thanks very much also to, oh hey, hi Rex. Yes, it was Semisonic. My brother-in-law was childhood friends with the bass player. Well, there you go. Maybe don't show them this video, or maybe do. I don't know. I'll let you be the judge as to whether that would be something that the band Semisonic would want to have awareness of, if that's something they just want to have plenty of distance from. So thanks very much to that. Thanks very much to Amy Jones of the Beautiful Distortion. Go check out the Beautiful Distortion. Watch for when their new double album is going to drop soon in the coming weeks and or months. Thanks also, oh yes, and thanks to Mark Hannig for putting together the Ralph Pagano tribute this Friday over at the Iron Mule. It's on 611 along the Delaware River south of Easton. So go check that out this Friday from 6 until 9:30. And oh yes, of course, thanks also to Michelle Likes Fruit for her original request for what was that called? Good Riddance, Time of Your Life. Yeah. And that's all the things. So thanks so much to Margot for the request, and thanks to all of you who are watching. If you're watching live or you're watching the replay, a bunch of people have been watching, a bunch of people have been clicking the like button. I'm grateful for all of you. So thank you very much for that. And I guess that's about it. So my name is Mike. I am not for Coltrane. Please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you right here in this space next time.